So what's going on, everyone? Scotty White, World Combat Sports. You know what it is. I'm coming back from round two to talk about the potential rematch. It's out there in the media right now that Deontay Wilder may indeed or will, no doubt, take the rematch with Tyson Fury. Now, of course, it's too early to speculate when the date will be any of that, but it's good to hear that there's no hesitation. There's no ducking, no dodging. And he's pretty much content on saying, yeah, I'll be back to take the rematch. My question to you all is what changes should be made heading to this rematch? Because we just seen Anthony Joshua go out the way he did against Andy Ruiz. He kind of took it upon himself to rearrange, restructure his team. So I'm asking you, should Deontay Wilder do any restructuring of his team? Because word is that, due to the towel being thrown in there, Mark Breland may not be a part of the team no more. But what changes should Deontay make heading into this rematch, man? Because this is probably will be one of the biggest matches of his career to earn his title back. Because all of the titles, if you look at it in the interim, all the titles will be owned by Brit fighters, of course. Anthony Joshua with the other collective unified titles, and then Tyson Fury with the WBC. So the immediate rematch, man, I hope it happens. And I want to hear from you, the fight fans, on what changes should Deontay Wilder make leading into this rematch. We're going to talk about what changes per his performance in the ring, what he should make automatically. So let's take a look at the match, man. We've seen it go down. What's 1 through 3 that Deontay Wilder need to work on? He was actually jabbing to the body. He was going to the body early. Wasn't too much putting his stick out there. Wasn't too much putting a stick out there to Tyson Fury up top because Tyson Fury was pressuring him early. Easy. Tyson Fury came out in the opening bell and he was pressuring Deontay Wilder. Now, another part of step 2 with Deontay Wilder need to work on is footwork. He definitely needs to work on footwork the same way he do when he's actually shadow boxing. Deontay Wilder shadow boxes much more active with his footwork than he is on the mitt or in the ring. He has footwork, but as a heavyweight, he may just be comfortable with being stationary so he can set himself up to land that power shot. And we all know power shots is some people that can land power shots on the move, and some people can land power shots and they have to be stationary. But definitely need to work on his foot movement, his coordination, agility. Third, he need to work on being more active with his punches. There's no way that you can throw 1-2, 1-2, and then you miss. Then you have to recover, and you don't have anything else. Switch it up. Throw some hooks in there. It'll be good to see him throw some hooks to the body. It'll be good to see him active with the jab, then follow up with more, like I said, hooks to the body, a straight right up top, cutting the different angles. Just don't be directly center in Tyson Fury's face so he can counter you. And then, once he get active on a 4 to 6 punch combination, which is gonna allow him, which is gonna place him in a situation of using more cardio. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be in shape, which Deontay really never had a problem with being in shape. Let's be honest. He never really had a problem with being in shape. But Bronze Bomber has to become much more active with his punch combinations. He has to have some pockets in the fight where he's able to delegate 4 to 6 punch combinations back to back. No hesitation. All fluently delivered, and then exit, move, and then set up the next combination set. No more 1-2. Like, he has to be more active now that they have fought twice already. Tyson Fury knows him better than any fighter because he's been in there with 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder and he stopped Deontay Wilder. So heading into this third round, Deontay Wilder has to work on the activity, his volume of punches. He has to come out there and be able to throw combinations off the back foot. He has to. And when he's going backwards, try not to throw your hands up. Try not to put yourself in a state of vulnerability where, Tyson Fury is pressuring you. He can land shots going backwards because your hands are always in a place where he can either go around your guard, or if your hands is up in the air, he can punch you to the body like he did before. And, it has to be more stability there. It has to be more consciousness, awareness as to what's going on when he's going backwards, not just your chin up in the air and you don't have a stable guard to block what's incoming. Because Tyson Fury was pressing him. Deontay Wilder is not a very solid, active fighter off the back foot. So I guess with Sugar Hill and with Tyson Fury, they want to press Deontay Wilder, press him back to the ropes, present pressure. You make him uncomfortable while he's letting his hands go. And that's one thing we can say about Tyson Fury. He let his hands go. He was more active. And if the fight would have went on, let's just say on to the 12th round, Tyson Fury was way ahead. I'm not sure if you've seen the score sheets, the official score sheets, but all 6 rounds they had Tyson Fury. I think one judge had Deontay Wilder winning the second round. The other 2 judges had Deontay Wilder behind all 6 rounds, and that's a problem. So we really need to think about, if you team Deontay Wilder, just working on restructuring the fundamentals. Everybody's been saying that you got the power, but you lack fundamentals. So now just rededicate yourself to just throwing combinations. You're already going straight down the middle, but you have to throw more than a 1-2 punch combination. You have to really use your jab. Don't try to throw the jab out there and pull it back, hoping to land that right hand. It's not going to happen like that all the time. It has to be strategic, strenuous changes to his punch combinations. He has to be more active. Also, his footwork. Definitely have to be more footwork. Whatever needs to be done, he needs to get more bounce in his step so he can move side to side and laterally and give Tyson Fury more looks next time. If he's able to give Tyson Fury different looks, it'll keep Tyson Fury guessing. But Tyson Fury really didn't have to guess. He really didn't have to guess this past weekend. He knew where Deontay Wilder was every single time he pressed forward. He didn't have to guess. He knew where he was. You know why? Because he was dictating everywhere Deontay Wilder was moving. Tyson Fury dictated where he wanted him to be. If he wanted him up against the ropes, he put him up against the ropes. Once he had him up against the ropes, the game plan was what? To rough him up, to fatigue him out, lean on him. Use that 273 pounds. He did every bit of that and it worked. No excuse. Tyson Fury did the master plan and it worked tremendously. Williams said Wilder's talking about dumping Breland because he stopped the fight. Wilder does need someone teaching him, and I don't see enough progress from Breland and Jay. That's what Deontay Wilder, and that's a good comment, William. Shout out to you for dropping in again. Listen, they're gonna have to talk to one another, communicate, have a sit-down session. I know certain people like day ones. I know JD's has been with him since day one. So I don't foresee JD's going anywhere. Now, as far as JD stepping back, that's totally up to what Deontay Wilder wants. As far as Mark Breland goes, it's more than likely he may be let go. Real talk. I mean, why Mark Breland threw in the towel, I'm going to get on that later, but I don't think he was wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he was wrong though. I don't think Mark Breland was wrong for throwing in the towel. Deontay may have said that he wanted to go out on his shield, but reflecting back on the previous incidents that we've had in the ring, including Adonis Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? Maxim Dadashev, and all those other fighters that died, you know what I'm saying? Even with Sugar Ray Robinson, it's been people dying in the ring all the time. But you look at the whole entire process of why Mark Breland threw in the towel. He might have thought Deontay Wilder for 7 rounds was in a bad place. I don't think it was bad for him to do that. William say Fury had roadmap how to beat Wilder. Yeah, he had the roadmap. He had the whole blueprint. They had everything. You can tell that Sugar Hill and Tyson Fury and his team sat down and they came up with a solid game plan right out the gate. No playing around. Be in his chest, pressure him, disrupt his rhythm early. Don't allow him to get in rhythm. And he did that. Tyson Fury came out the gate and he was right up in Deontay Wilder's chest. He wasn't playing around. Look, apart from all the theatrics, joking around and everything, I was impressed with the way Tyson Fury handled the big stage, the way he calmed down, how poised and composed this guy was going in there to try to win this title back versus the hardest puncher. And I think him getting up in the 12th round, so many people told Tyson Fury, don't worry about the right hand. We're going to have that defense up. We're going to have that left hand up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You'll be good. You know why? Because you got up from it already twice. So you're going to be good. What we're going to work on your combinations, your pressure, and make sure you just keep that defense up. So they probably had somebody reciprocating or remediating, however you want to put it, the right hand and how to counter it. That's what they was working on. Just like Deontay Wilder's camp, they was mimicking Tyson Fury. But look, whatever mimicking that was going on with Tyson Fury, you have to do more. You know, Tyson Fury said Ben Davison had him working strictly on defense all the time. Well, Sugar Hill had him working on boxing. Sugar Hill demonstrated that, man, my repertoire is too deep. My repertoire is too deep. I'm bringing Detroit to the MGM Grand. And he laid out a masterful, beautiful strategy to go in there and box Deontay Wilder. I mean, Tyson Fury looked like he couldn't be beat. Like Anthony Joshua, no. The way he went in there and performed against Deontay Wilder, he fought like, hey, you know what? He's the number 1 heavyweight in the division right now. The way he looked with his boxing skills and the way he went in there and finished the fight. That's the type of performance Tyson Fury put on. Seriously, it was impressive. Williams, I don't either. Wilder's team should have known that Fury was going to be looking at the way Wilder has fought in the past. So Wilder's team should have made changes. You know, I concur with that. And we all know from looking from the outside looking in, and myself being in training camp twice with Deontay Wilder, I got a chance to see him, you know, train. You know, the difference that I seen with him and Dominique Brazil was just workout, you know. But the last time I was in there leading up to him and Luis Ortiz, I did get a chance to see him spar 3 heavyweights. 3 heavyweights that was pretty much mimicking Luis Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Luis Ortiz is a southpaw. So, of course, he had the southpaw in there. And, you know, that's not something I'm going to talk about. You don't talk about what you've seen in sparring. I'm not going to do it. But the only thing I can say is I had a chance to see him doing his workouts, mitts, and so forth. And then I had the chance to see him spar 3 heavyweights. So what I can say is he definitely need to work on his defense. You can't be 6'7" and go straight back in line and expect someone not to set you up. Wait till you get close to the ropes and then pressure you with a combination. You don't have anywhere to go except backwards. So when you hit the ropes, you're trying to go side, left to right, and it's too late. The punches are coming. And Tyson Fury worked that magic beautifully in getting the first takedown with Deontay Wilder. He worked that magic. So we got to give it up to Tyson Fury, man. William say, hey, my knock. Hey, hit the thumbs up button. Those of you that's tuned in, appreciate it. Real talk. Thanks for dropping in today. World Combat Sports on deck. We're talking about the rematch potential, the restructuring of Deontay Wilder's team. What changes do he have to have? What changes do Deontay Wilder need to go back in here and make it all work? To make it a rubber match. You know what I'm saying? This has all the makings of a potential 4th match. If Deontay Wilder can return for a trilogy, win his belt back, then the question is, according to the entertainment value of the 3rd match and how Deontay Wilder is able to look, that's if he regains his title, is it good enough for the people to say, you know what, we got to see a 4th one. We want to see it. Let's make it happen. But the question right now, I know everybody's going to say is he needs a lot of work. Fury just looked too dominant when he went in there and fought this past weekend, the 22nd. It's just a lot of what Fury had to offer to the match itself that really made Deontay Wilder look like he was 4 and 5 steps behind. Fury just dictated everything. He was the professor in there. He dictated the pace. Whenever he wanted to throw his punches, they was effective. They scored. And then when he was inside in the clinch, he was dirty. He made Deontay pay for being that close to him. Okay, a lot of people are saying about the headlock. Even I put up a post about the headlock, right? I just put up the post because Kenny Bayless wasn't in control of the fight. He got 2 big heavyweights in there. And Kenny Bayless is just on the other side. He's not really paying attention. He's too experienced for that. Seriously. So when Tyson Fury was kind of, playing dirty on the inside with Deontay Wilder, really that's boxing. The way he was leaning on Deontay, it was boxing. If he had any indication that Deontay Wilder's legs were semi out of commission and he wanted to make him hold that half of that rather. He wanted to lean on him with that 273. Well, he was smart to do it because he was leaning on Deontay. He was making Deontay use his legs. He was making him use his weight, his waist, his core. He was just damn depleting his energy. In the meanwhile, of throwing punches and degrading Deontay Wilder. So, Tyson Fury, man, he put the plan together, executed it, and it worked out amazing. There's no buts about it. We can't sit up here and tear Tyson Fury down for winning. The only thing what I was mentioning earlier is that the fact that don't come over here and act like people are switching sides when they really didn't have Deontay Wilder's best interests first and foremost when he was champion. There's no reason why somebody should go in here and be overruled by neighboring fans when we're in our home state, country, nation. We should be able to be as loud as they are any given time. If they want to say there's only one Tyson Fury, we should be able to say there's only one Bronze Bomber. We should be able to say that shit so loud that it drowned out the UK fans. It just didn't happen. William say, hey, my knock on Fury has always been his power. This was a different Fury. It was a different Fury, man. And I'm going to tell you, the weight didn't do it. Fury still isn't a power puncher. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Fury isn't a power puncher. Fury, I tell people all the time, fatigue will get you knocked out. Fatigue will get you stopped. We know that. Come on, man. We know that what fatigue would do. If you're tired, exhausted, you don't have any legs and you can't move, ask Gamboa. Ask Yuriorkis Gamboa when he was knocked out by Tank Davis in the 12th round. Ask him. When you are immobile and you are taking punishment, you can get stopped. And that's what happened to Gamboa. That's what happened to Joseph Benavidez when he was fighting Terrence Crawford. Even in the 12th round, Benavidez was probably feeling some type of way. His leg was hurting and he couldn't exit, slip, any type of that punishment that was coming his way from Crawford. And Crawford said, you know what? He's stationary. Let me step in with this right uppercut. And he stepped in there and knocked Benavidez down, man. And it was a wrap. Jason B said, salute. What's good? What's good, man? Let me read your comment over here. Jason B say, Wilder has never fought against a real competitor. Fury exposed Wilder, and the third fight would be the same outcome. Well, Wilder, in so many ways, if you look at it, they've been saying the same thing forever. Like, people been saying Wilder flaws is what? His balance. He doesn't throw combinations. All he has is the right hand. Well, they've been saying the same thing repetitively all the time. Wilder has power. He lacks the good graces and the structure of boxing fundamentals. That's being said for the longest period of time. I mean, at one point in time, his name was Windmill. And they believe that's how he fought, because when he got his opponent hurt, Gerald Washington, I believe, he was just, swinging wildly, playing around, but it wasn't really how he punches. Look at the Johann Duhaupas fight. Look at Arthur Spilker fight. How are you going to knock out Arthur Spilker off the back foot when he's coming in with a short right hook? Now, that was a short, quick right hook. That's boxing fundamentals, right? How are you going to knock out someone that's coming in with just as much pressure as Tyson Fury and have been landing punches on Deontay Wilder? How are you going to knock him out with a right hook? You got to have some type of ring IQ. But I think the overall pressure of Tyson Fury with his skill set and how dominant he came out early and got the knockdown, it was too much. It was too much for Deontay Wilder. And, Deontay Wilder saying that, his uniform was heavy, his legs went under. That's a team thing. Seriously, that's a team thing. Because Tyson Fury came out there, he wasn't even using his leg. He was escorted to the ring. He had a king's robe on and a crown. He was sitting up there chilling. Tyson Fury was putting his hands up like, man, this is my house. Seriously. That's what I saw when I saw Fury. I was like, damn. Fury acting like he's in his own city. Like he's running everything. Like he's the ruler. Good point there, Jason B. Good point, man. Jason B say no 4 fight is happening. Brother, let's be real. Jason B, I'm media. So therefore, sometimes I have to overextend the potential before it happened. You know what I'm saying? I have to kind of lay out some type of timeline and, kind of prognosticate a little bit, make it interesting. We got to put out some scenarios out there. I just can't say, well, the way he looked right now, there's no way he can come up here and defeat Tyson Fury. We said the same thing about Joshua. Joshua looked like trash against freaking Andy Ruiz. He looked horrible. He went back in there. They found some way to send him a care package of Snickers. He came in there overweight in Saudi Arabia. The heat from the sands couldn't allow Andy Ruiz to lose weight before the fight. He came in there. Anthony Joshua had his day. He was able to then work the jab, work behind the jab, land a power shot here and there. and move around. Listen, that's one thing I would say about Anthony Joshua. And I'm one that's been real critical of Anthony Joshua. But one thing he did was say, you know what? I'm going to use my ring generalship. I'm going to move. I'm going to box and move. A lot of heavyweights just stay there flat-footed and try to land punches. Anthony Joshua didn't, none of his other fights, he ain't never moved like he did against Andy Ruiz 2. He was on his bicycle. He made Andy Ruiz come to him, and then whenever he wanted to close distance and land some combinations, some punches, he did so. Williams say, Apollo Creed trainer told him, stick and move. He's breaking you up. Wilder needs to learn how to stay off the ropes and stay in the middle of the ring so he has room to get away from Fury. Facts. That's facts. That's facts, man. He needs to understand that if someone gives you, you can't allow your opponent to make you react and they get the same response each and every time they do it. Like Deontay Wilder, once what I say about him, he didn't react to every feint that Tyson Fury. Like Tyson Fury be, jerking, moving all around. But out of nowhere, Tyson Fury would throw the jab to the body. And then he'll go back to feint and moving sporadically. And then he'll throw a jab up top. But you never seen it coming. Like his jab was so concealed. He didn't even basically load up. You never even had an indication that Tyson Fury was about to throw the jab in his stand. He had the good boxing stance with his hands up. And he was doing his, favorite movement, trying to get Deontay Wilder to bite on something. And every time he threw a punch, he got the reaction that he wanted. He threw the 1-2. Deontay Wilder felt crowded, felt pressed. And guess what? He moved straight back online. Tyson Fury moved in and he got the results that he wanted. Just like you said, Deontay Wilder has to change it up. He has to change up what he's reading, the data that he's receiving from Tyson Fury. He has to calculate his own data in response to what he's doing. So he needs to get on his feet. They need to work on his coordination. It needs to happen, man. Or else, this third fight, it may be much easier for Tyson Fury, but I don't foresee it though. I'm curious to see if Deontay Wilder at 34 years old, with JD's who's been day one, Mark Breland's been in the camp for quite some time. I'm curious to know if he's confident enough to say, let me switch up some team members and get some different looks heading into this fight, because it's a big deal. I have to make changes. If he's unwilling to piss some people off that's in his circle right now, that he think that he may need those changes, then you know what? I don't know what to tell you, because this is boxing. The performance that he just had, he need to make some changes. So guess what? Make the changes like Fury did, and then come back to the square and let's see. Let the fans know that you are better than what they complaining about and what they criticizing you for. You know what I'm saying? All the fundamentals that's been under the microscope for this long period of time, let them know that you have smoothed them out a little bit and you come in with a different fight plan. It has to happen. Boomerang, what's good? What's good, man? I'm not really talking about mixed martial arts, but hey, Cameron Ray, what's good? What's good? Dark Horse Boxing, man, what's good with you? Hey, Dark Horse Boxing, man, I hit you up to see if you was gonna be out there. That was me calling, you know what I'm saying? So, hit me up when you get a minute, man. Boomerang Gang said, hey, John Jones lost his last fight to Reyes. I'm still a John Jones fast. I feel the exact same way about Wilder. Long live the Bronze Bomber. John Jones, indeed, I got on here and I said I thought Reyes won. Reyes came out of nowhere, but that's for another day. He did shock me though. Reyes is going to be a future world champion, guaranteed. The way he looked against John Jones, he's going to be a future world champion. Darkar said Vegas was crazy. Williams said he also got to learn how to use that reach and keep Fury away from him, and at the same time pick Fury apart. The only way that Deontay Wilder is going to pick Fury apart is he let his hands go a little bit more. You know, I really this phrase has been abused so much, letting your hands go, because we talk about that with Adrian Broner so much, right? But we need to insert that into Deontay Wilder returning to the ring. He need to let his hands go. He has to throw 4-6 punch combinations. He has to learn how to throw combinations off his back foot. If he's going to press like he did the first Fury fight, he has to have his guard up enough and has the balance to go in there and throw combinations right when he's in range and make them count. You know, use more feints. You'll notice with Deontay Wilder, he doesn't use a lot of feints. When Deontay Wilder scoot into distance and he feel he within range, he'll just throw the 1-2 combination. You know what I'm saying? But Fury, he just freaking feints, left to right, feint. And all of a sudden he pops that jab out there. Pop. You know, that jab in the second round was surgical. We was like, God damn, did you just see that jab he just put? Damn, that jab was hard. And you can't say anything else except form, work, training. I mean, Fury put that jab out there and it moved Deontay back. I'm like, wow. Fury's been working. Like Sugar Hill has been putting in some freaking wrinkles. He's been putting in some remediation, polishing up what Fury already has and getting him prepped for wartime, because he was sharp. Deontay needs that active jab too. Deontay has a jab. He's been using the jab in his fight career. You know what I'm saying? He's used the jab. But it's all about when you're using it. Like he came out early and used the jab to the body. I think he would have had more if he used the jab to the body, move, you know, use the lateral movement, pivot, and then maybe shot the 2 and then the 1 behind it. Something, you know, switch it up. Just don't lead with the jab all the time. Lead with your power shot. If you miss, move, have some foot movement, some agility, change positions, and then shoot another combination. Don't just wait on, okay, I missed with the right hand and I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. You miss with the right hand, pivot, reset, but keep your distance and then try to shoot the 1-2 again. You know, stay close enough so you can return and catch Fury while he's in the process of moving. I don't know. You just use the damn fight strategy, man. It's a chess. Make it chess, man. Make Fury react to you, because Fury was doing his own thing. Cameron Ray Harvey said, what do you think about Fury versus Joshua? I said it earlier, Cameron, that Fury that fought this weekend would take Joshua to school so bad. Seriously. Man, Fury would take Joshua to school so bad. And the only optimism that I have with Joshua facing Fury is I'm hearing his dad talking about Fury should retire. He had every belt already. Fury was the unified champion, and now he had the WBC belt. He has all. He's a lineal champion. So he has all the belts. He's a Hall of Famer, period. Right? So you look at it this way. My only apprehension would be, being that we all know what Charles Martin, we all know what happened to Charles Martin, and we all know what happened with Andy Ruiz in the rematch. They accepted the check, man. They cashed out. Period. They cashed out. Period. So now my apprehension is, like I said, is will Tyson Fury go in there and not relinquish his WBC belt to Anthony Joshua for a huge payout? That's my only question. Like if Tyson Fury goes in here and rematch Deontay Wilder, okay, so we talking about the rematch. I know he's not going to go in here and just give Deontay Wilder the belt back. I just don't see that in Tyson Fury. You just go in here and say, you know what? I never defended my unified titles and I couldn't defend my WBC belt. I don't know. Tyson Fury may say he don't give a damn about doing that. He may be content with understanding that he fought, he beat the champ, and he's held every heavyweight strap. So he might be in the giving mood. He might take the damn paycheck next and say, you know what? I lost. He was a better man today. I'm going home, be with my family. I'm done with boxing. I don't know, man. But Fury doesn't come off to me as that type of person. The gypsies, they have their own way of life. You know what I'm saying? They can play some mind games. So his dad recently has been talking about Tyson Fury should retire now. I will give it up to John Fury. John Fury said that Tyson Fury was going to knock out Deontay Wilder. When they had the round table with BT Sports, his dad called it. You know, that's one thing, man, was special. Like his dad would defend Tyson Fury, a grown man, 6'9". He would defend him like he was a 10-year-old kid. You know, he has so much love for his son and has confidence. He would sit there and defend him and let the world know that Tyson Fury is this boxing god, like he's the greatest. And everything he said came to fruition, man. Tyson Fury went in there and stopped Deontay. Paulie Malignaggi said, you know, Tyson Fury will win by KO too. And just in case you know, Paulie Malignaggi was not a part of the broadcast because they didn't want him there, because he said Deontay Wilder didn't like the comments that he made. I don't know what that's about, but I like Paulie. Look, I walked up to Paulie at the Barclays, outside the Barclays. I seen Paulie several times at the MGM too, and he would talk to you. So I don't have no problem with Paulie, man. Paulie is who he is, former world champion, and a damn good commentator. Williams say definitely got to let his hands go, man. Got a killer jab, and he rarely uses it. Yeah, he has to. He has to come here and go for broke. Not the kind of broke that we used to see in Deontay Wilder, but we need to see him go for a more discipline. You know what I'm saying? A more discipline with going for broke. That means stick to the routine. Stick to the fundamentals. Like when you miss, just don't get sporadic and feel that you have to, if you throw the right hand, you miss, you got to load up again and throw the right hand again. No, you got to be more structured. You know what I'm saying? More fundamentally sound. You have to really, every time you think about throwing a punch, you got to throw it with the mindset of putting combinations together. That 1-2, it isn't going to work no more on Tyson Fury. It isn't going to work. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel that 1-2 that Deontay Wilder has is not going to work on a assiduous fighter like Tyson Fury, who has defense, who has offense, he has boxing fundamentals, and he's a very, very clever boxer. You know what I'm saying? Very clever. Man, one up there licking blood and shit. He said, not that much. I definitely want to see combinations. Well, I think by the way his family acts, that if Fury get knocked out, they would be on him to retire. Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, if his dad is looking at his son and say, you know what, I think he should retire. He is now in ownership of all the belts. I think it's time for him to retire. I think if he get knocked out or he gets stopped, I don't know, man. He might just say, okay, that's the last fight for me. I don't know. Because since his return, that was his sixth fight. He had Safari, Pianetta, Wilder, Schwartz, and Wallen. You know what I'm saying? That's 5 right there. So this was his 6th fight since his return. And you know what I'm saying? He's 6-0. Hey, you got to give it to him, man. He's 6-0. You can't deny the fact that Tyson Fury came back and ran the course, man. He ran the gauntlet. You know, he's 6-0, clean, unblemished, and the Gypsy King. M. Greg, 1964, what's good? What's good, man? Say Breland is catching flack for throwing in the towel. You know that, Greg? They want to find the finger to point at somebody. So here's my point in Breland throwing in the towel. Breland is there to protect. If JD's is going to say they have like a football type of setup, they're organized like they have an offensive defense, like a football team, okay? So that means it wasn't a head trainer there specifically that was going to make the calls. If it was one person in that corner was going to throw in the towel and stop the fight, it's going to be him. You know what I'm saying? Strictly Mark Breland. That wasn't the case. JD's could have threw in the towel, Mark Breland, Coach Cuz. But I can tell you right now, Coach Cuz and JD's, they wouldn't have threw in that towel because they probably knew Deontay Wilder so good. They was like, we're not going to throw in the towel. It's no way that we're going to throw in the towel. They've talked, but somehow Mark Breland being the Olympian, the former world champion, silver glove. I mean, the man has accolades and been in the ring. JD's and Coach Cuz has not. Mark Breland has been the boxer. Mark Breland has the experience, both physically and mentally, in what it takes to go in there and compete. We know that. So for him to get flack for throwing in the towel, but yet we was awaiting Adonis Stevenson to come out of a coma. We saw what happened to Jerry McLean. And I understand Deontay Wilder has the warrior spirit. But what if Deontay Wilder would have suffered much more damage and somehow slipped into a coma, somehow, faced medical damage that would have prevented him from even coming back to the ring for several months out? So Mark Breland will probably face the music. If Deontay Wilder and is what's true right now in the media and they let him go, then I think he should go. I think Mark Breland should go because, it's one thing humanistically God didn't bless us with most of the time, and that is thinking ahead of time and having that ESP to say, you know what, I feel it. You're going to suffer severe damage. I'm going to throw in the towel. It's too much for you. Not everybody humanistically is controlled like that to make that decision. And then the person that you do it to respect you enough to say, thank you. Thank you for throwing in the towel. I lost the fight, but you know what? I understand what you did it. I understand why you did it. Thank you. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, people. I hope Breland understands, man, and keep his chin up and don't worry about that. But a lot of people is coming to the aid of Mark Breland, saying you did what you needed to do. It was a damn good choice, and you should do it again. If it presents yourself, you should do it again. William said, my dad taught boxing in the Navy in World War II, and he taught me how to throw from angles. When he taught me, and I would love to see Wilder do something like that just to mix it up. He really needs to, man. I really want to see Wilder come in there and be more active. After watching Tyson Fury box with combinations the way he do, that just goes to show you, man, it can't just all be Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill has a percentage of coming in there and refining Tyson Fury's skill set. But ultimately, it has to be up to Tyson Fury to sponge all that knowledge up and be willing to go in there and remediate it. Come back in here and look like a different fighter. And if anybody that was looking at his previous fights, especially with Otto Wallen, you trying to tell me he didn't look like a different fighter? If you take the rematch of Anthony Joshua and you take the rematch of Tyson Fury Wilder, who looked better? Who looked more convincing? Tyson Fury. Take that Tyson Fury and put him in there with Anthony Joshua. It's a bad night for Anthony Joshua. He will stop Anthony Joshua. I believe Tyson Fury will stop Anthony Joshua quicker than he stopped Deontay Wilder, because we all know Anthony Joshua has no chin. William said, I definitely got to give Fury credit for everything. Wilder at least can fight another day. He can fight another day. And you know what? They have to really look at that, fighting aspect and fine tune everything so we can go back in there. Tay Jones say, man, F all that. They don't know know what happened. I was in the corner. I know I heard what happened. That's Tay Jones for Team Bomb Squad. Well, Tay, the only thing I can say is what's in the media. And Mark Breland threw in the towel, and they going at him on social media saying, well, he shouldn't have threw in the towel, and he should have threw in the towel. And that's what I'm going off of. You know, if Mark Breland was basically looking out for Deontay Wilder, guess what? He was looking out for Deontay Wilder. He said it's so much underlying stuff that's being investigated. Okay. The only thing we can do, Tay Jones, is understand that I, of all people, know you was close to the action. I know that. But from the outside looking in and what actually happened, unless you come out here and explain, you know what I'm saying, and let us know what happened. If you want me to send you a link and come on, you can come on, bro. And explain from our side, because a lot of people that's tuned in, y'all don't know Tay Jones is one of the fighters that's in the group with Deontay Wilder. He's been a part of the team for like 15 years, and he's an actual boxer too. But my point is, and Mark Breland throwing in the towel, is this: if he felt that Deontay Wilder was in trouble, then he made the call. That was his decision. But when it comes down to Deontay Wilder saying, I want to go out on my shield, then it plays into boxing. We've had people go into comas and everything else, and they look fine. Dadashev, he looked like he can continue after taking that punishment. And that's when Buddy McGirt was saying, please stop. You're taking too much punishment. Max, I'm going to stop the fight, Max. And Max was like, no, I want to go. And he was coherent enough to respond to freaking Buddy McGirt until he left the ring and he fell out. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Deontay Wilder took that much punishment than Dadashev took. But he did take punishment, obviously, looking at the fight. So when it comes down to what was seen from the sidelines, I think Mark Breland seen what he saw. He made a command decision, and the repercussions of what they are. You know what I'm saying? So if they're investigating, cool. Tay Jones said it's all false. That's not what happened. Hey, Tay, if you ever, want me to send you the link to join in, you can join in, bro. You got the invitation. It's all good. But it's not up to me to discount everything. If I can hear from somebody that was on the team, cool. But I haven't had the opportunity to hear from anybody on the team. I haven't had the opportunity. You know that. So if you want me to send you the link, just let me know. I'll send you the link on your Facebook Messenger, and you can join if you want to. But Deontay Wilder, man, when it comes down to Mark Breland, they're gonna have to figure that out. They're gonna have to find out if they want to change any restructuring of the team heading into this rematch, because the fight fans, the world, everybody definitely gonna tune in for the trilogy, and we want to see it happen. We want to see Deontay Wilder back. We want to see Tyson Fury back. We want to see if he can regain his title, or Tyson Fury goes in here and put on another performance. That's boxing. That's what we want to see. Yeah, you want to jump on here, man? I just sent you a request, man. But besides that, we going off what we have in the media. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to give your insight, cool. You're welcome to join. M. Greg, I agree with you. 1964. I agree with you. Say, wow, they have another time to fight. I agree, bro. We get the chance to see him return to the ring without being seriously injured. You know what I'm saying? As long as everything right with his leg, that's cool. That's what we want to see. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure we'll know. We'll hear about the rematch, and hopefully we'll know a date. We'll hear a date. But if by chance there's a lot more that we don't know about because we wasn't ringside, hey, the only thing I can say is, jump on and tell your side of the story since you was there, man. If it's an investigation going on about something that you can talk to and make us privy to, cool. We'll like that too. So, what do y'all think about what Breland did? Do you think it was good for him to throw in the towel or not? Do you think it was something that he saw and he had reservations about the health of Deontay Wilder, or do you feel that it was premature? What do you think as far as Mark Breland? Let me know. And heading back into the rematch, do you think Tyson Fury, now that we see Eddie Hearns, do you believe Eddie Hearns is going to have influence over Tyson Fury to try to make a unification bout with Anthony Joshua? Because right now, Anthony Joshua, of course, is a unified champion. So Eddie Hearns is basically saying they can go right into the summer for this unification bout. Do you believe he's going to have some type of influence on Tyson Fury? Let me know. Raise the Dead. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the super chat donation. Salute to you. Real talk. Raise the Dead Incorporated said Breland left the corner in the first fight. Oh, okay. I get you. So he said he left the corner the first fight. Well, it's going to be something that's going to be talked about in the media. Unless it's an exclusive, us media, we have to either get it directly from the source, which is the best, hear from Deontay himself or somebody on his team, or we have to take it from the sources that actually get that privilege. You know what I'm saying? If we have to take it from the sources that's already receiving the information, then that's what you get with right now with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off credible sources on what's going on right now. And what they're saying is, potentially Mark Breland may be let go from the team, potentially for that. And then what we want to know is we want to hear from Mark Breland. I'm pretty sure ESPN, if he's let go of the team, somebody's going to ask him to come on the show, some type of media outlet, and they're going to ask Mark Breland, what did you see in the corner that influenced you to throw in the towel? Because I felt that the punishment that Deontay received with Luis Ortiz was much more detrimental to his health than what he received from Tyson Fury. From the time the fight was stopped, I saw Tyson Fury land about 2 shots. I didn't see a load of shots landing on Tyson Fury landing on Deontay Wilder that he was, disorientated and he was on shaky legs. I didn't see that. I didn't see it, man. To be honest, I just didn't see where he really wasn't able to defend himself. I know Tyson Fury had him in the corner and Deontay was posted up, but when it comes down to Kenny Bayless could have gave a count. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Bayless could have gave a count and separated. That's where my question mark come in. Like, if Deontay Wilder didn't take a knee, right? He wasn't on his back. Then for me, I'm like, allow Kenny Bayless to do his job. Allow Kenny Bayless to separate the fighters. Allow him his responsibilities as a referee to separate and then give us a count. I mean, something. You know, if he thought Deontay Wilder was in that much trouble, then give the count. If not, then we go off the towel being thrown in the ring. But I'm going to be honest. If I didn't see him looking like Luis Ortiz, he wasn't on both knees, hands on the floor, struggling, I just don't see where the towel's thrown in, because we already seen Tyson Fury. You know, we already seen Deontay Wilder get up twice. He got up twice from 2 knockdowns already. Did that play a factor in Mark Breland throwing in the towel? You know what I'm saying? Did that play? Did that influence his decision to say, you know what, I don't want to see anymore. I'm looking out for the best interest of the champ. We don't know, man. M. Greg said, I thought he made a good call. As far as Eddie Hearn is concerned, I don't think he will have much influence over Fury. When it comes to Fury, I say the same thing, but you never know with boxing, man. You know, the only reason I'm saying is that Fury blew a lot of money in his hiatus. I'm pretty sure he's made a hefty amount of money coming back. But Fury, I think he's all about the money too, because when at the end of the day, I don't know, man. You might be 100% right. I don't know. I'm just looking at Fury, right? And I saw Triple H in the building. So I'm thinking Fury may say, you know, I have the option to leave boxing because I can go over to the WWE and I can make some millions over there. I think Fury has that game plan. Like Fury, he's a user-friendly type dude, man. He can go from spot to spot and freaking be the party. That's what Fury does, man. I mean, seriously. Fury, I believe he'll take another heavy bag, a nice purse, and then we may see him leave and go to the WWE. Long as this time he understands, you know, once he gets out of the sport, to stay healthy. That's the only thing we can say. Stay healthy, stay off drugs, and don't gain up to 400 pounds no more. But good point there, M. Greg, you know. I think more so weighing on the side of caution when it comes to boxing, I think Mark Breland made a good choice. I don't think he made a malice choice. I don't think it was freaking a choice that he had bad intentions for Deontay Wilder. I don't see it, but we don't even know what's going on in behind the scenes. We don't know. And just because we don't know, then we have to go off the sources that's already in the media. And all we saw is him throw a towel in there, and that was it. As far as Eddie Hearn's, okay. M. Greg say, will Hearn and the Zone make Fury a fair offer for Joshua? Listen, you're dealing with the Gypsies, M. Greg, and that's a solid freaking question. And I guarantee Eddie Hearns has no other choice except to make a solid offer. He has no other choice except to make a solid offer, man. They can't run game on Tyson Fury like that. Tyson Fury is the one in charge right now. But like I said, if Eddie Hearns come with the bag and they make an offer that's very enticing to Fury, Fury might take it. You know, Fury might say, hey, I can't turn this down. Joshua, my friend, go ahead and become undisputed. Go ahead and come undisputed. Cool. And we may see it happen. I'm serious, bro. It's not beneath Tyson Fury, in my opinion. Eddie Hearn is a master salesman. Eddie Hearn is the mouthpiece. Eddie Hearns will get up there and tell Tyson Fury, so you know what? I'm going to give you what you want, close to what you want, of course. You just let me know, and we'll oblige you. Anything and everything. They did it for Charles Martin. They did it for Andy Ruiz. Why can't they do it for Tyson Fury? So they get Tyson Fury all nice and cuddly. You know what I'm saying? Feed him a hefty sum of monetary, you know, nutrition. Tyson Fury goes in there, fights in the UK potentially, lose the belt. Joshua, the passing of the guard, becomes the new undisputed champion. That's if it plays out like that. Come on, man. I'm just saying. That's if it plays out like that. It's possible. But what we really want in the interim, we want Deontay Wilder to come back and get this belt. Y'all hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. Had to take care of some things. M. Greg said, we know what they tried to put Wilder through. Well, you're talking about 2018? Absolutely. Be more specific. You know what I'm saying? While we on the topic, what you know about 2018 when they was going through the negotiation process? You talking about the flat fee? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? There's no way that can happen right now, especially if Wilder regains his title. There's no way Eddie Hearns is going to even come close to being able to dictate what happens with that. Seriously. You know, you got to look at it. You know, he was willing to go over there and fight Anthony Joshua in the UK. He was willing to go over there and take the the flat fee at first. But there was always some other details that was in the game plan. You know, it was something else. Like Deontay Wilder has mentioned that when they answer something and they tied the loose ends on that, Then it was something else that they had to take care of. And then on top of that, they put another obstacle out there. And they were trying to get in touch with Eddie Hearns and couldn't get in contact with him before the deadline. So you know the routine. It was a dog and pony show, man. Williams said, absolutely want him to come back, but only when he fixed a few of his flaws. He has to address his flaws if he's going to get his belt back. Yeah, that's without saying, man. We want to see a very competitive match on the trilogy because this is history. This is history because you have Anthony Joshua over here saying that he's a two-time unified champion. Is he lying? No, he's not lying. Is it some type of, suspicion into what went into the negotiation process while Andy Ruiz just said, screw it. I'm coming in here. I'm out of shape. I'm slow, lethargic. I'm not even competitive than I was in the first one. I believe so. But he is a two-time unified champion. Is Tyson Fury the same? Two-time heavyweight champion? Had been in ownership of all the belts? Exactly. He has that bragging rights. Deontay Wilder is held the WBC title. So of course, if he want to come back and further cement his name in the heavyweight legacy, on top of his defenses, on top of his reign, then becoming two-time heavyweight champion, of course is good. Muhammad Ali was three-time heavyweight champion. Of course you want to do it. Evander Holyfield. He was a champion in different divisions. Lennox Lewis was champion multiple times. Of course you want to be champion more than once. Of course. That goes without saying. And Greg say yes. William say no rematch clause. I don't think I think the third trilogy, like a lot of fights, I think it's just gonna be, the winner take it and move on. You know what I'm saying? I truly don't think it's gonna be that epic of a bout for them to say, you know what, we want to bring it back. It's a rubber match. It's 1-1 right now. See, they're about to do the same exact thing with Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. They had a controversial draw their first time out, then came back, and I felt that Canelo won. It wasn't no questions. Canelo Alvarez won that second fight. Now, if he faces Billy Joe Sanders or this other fighter, then after that, I believe Gennady Golovkin will be in place for a trilogy with Canelo Alvarez. Because right now, Gennady Golovkin is the IBF champion. And we all know that Sergey Derevyanchenko won that fight. But they gave it to Gennady Golovkin because that's his selling power to bring Canelo back to the table. That's Gennady Golovkin's selling power, the IBF champion. They want to have him relevant enough for Canelo to say, you know what, he's the IBF champion. Let's do it. So we'll see. I think Canelo beats Gennady Golovkin much worse than he ever did if they was to come back for a trilogy. Canelo Alvarez will older Gennady Golovkin who took punishment. Come on, man. Gennady Golovkin took punishment. He took punishment in that fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. Everybody's seen it, and everybody knows that it was a robbery. Triple G lost that fight with Sergey. Now they're putting Sergey up at the top of the rankings to potentially face Jamal Charlo. That's going to be interesting. Seriously. I believe Jamal Charlo can go in there and defeat Sergey, but Sergey, he's saying, you keep me in position so long, I'm going to get me a title. So Sergey said, I've been at the IBF front door twice, and I lost. He fought Daniel Jacobs, and he fought Gennady Golovkin. So now he couldn't get it done with the IBF because Triple G is not going to give him a rematch. Now they switch him over to the WBC. How if you lose twice as the IBF mandatory and you and your team are sitting up here protesting and getting fighters stripped of the IBF, how all of a sudden when you fail twice, they put you over there crossing the lane on WBC? How does that work? How does that work? It doesn't make any sense. Jason Williams, what's good? What's good? Thanks for dropping in, man. I think most people don't care to watch Canelo and Triple G again. I absolutely agree. But you know, Canelo, man, he brings the butts to the seats, man. He's the cash cow right now. He speaks English, but he really don't want to give us the courtesy of letting us know. You know what I'm saying? He's just out here making money. A $365 million man. And I think he's what? 6 or 7 fights into his contract, his 11-fight contract, I think. It might be more, but you know what it is. Williams say, I'm talking about why negotiations stopped with Wilder versus AJ because of the no rematch clause. Okay, if you're talking about 2018 with the 50 million, if you're talking about the 50 million, it's because first, negotiations is definitely going to stop if Anthony Joshua doesn't accept the 50 million. Anthony Joshua asked for the 50 million that was guaranteed money. It wasn't a cap. It was guaranteed money. So he was set to make several million more once they fought in the US. That was the whole process. They say we give you 50 million and you fight in the US by the end of 2018. Joshua turned it down. The reason being is because they had the DAZN deal that was on the surface. They had this fake ass Wembley deal for Anthony Joshua. If Joshua would have went over there, if Joshua took the 50 million and then went into that fight with Deontay Wilder and earned another what, 15 to 20 million? What we sitting at, 70 million? Why would they need a DAZN deal if Anthony Joshua just made 70 million without any type of DAZN deal, without any type of deal? He just made that flat out in a title fight. Eddie Hearns would have lost some type of control there, man, of what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If you look back on it, that was before the DAZN deal. Because Eddie Hearns soon after that came out and said, oh, I just signed a $1 billion DAZN deal. But what he didn't mention was it was contingent every 2 years on that 1 billion. And we all know from then on to now, you know, DAZN did fairly decent. It's still a fledgling, you know, streaming company, but it's did pretty decent so far. It's all right. You know, it was in the WBSS, it's in Bellator, and it's in boxing. And the boxers that it has over there, they're not the best. You know what I'm saying? Tevin Farmer is not a champion no more. Who else do they have over there in the zone? You know, I'm not talking about the female side of the house, but who over there is just like the mega star over in the zone right now in the male side of the boxing? Who? Don't say Canelo. I'm just saying who? Who is over there? Name good 2 boxers that's over this the zone boxers. I know he tried to send contracts out to Charlos. They wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying? I know it was periodical when he tried to send a contract out or made the comment that he wanted Deontay Wilder to try to come over there. But we all know if Deontay Wilder would have went over to the zone, he probably would have been sitting like Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have never. Okay, let's back up. Let's go back to the 100 million, all right, that he had. Eddie Hearns put this deal out there for Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua twice. You know what I'm saying? That's contingent 20 and 20, the fight Anthony Joshua twice, or whatever the arrangement was. What if Anthony Joshua don't fight him the second time around? What if it don't go like that? He doesn't get paid, but yet he's contractually binded by that particular deal. And once again, we don't know the exact details, but people were saying like, oh, Deontay Wilder was ducking Joshua because he didn't take the $120 million deal. But guess what? It was all contingent on him facing fighters for the pay period. And 2 of those fights was with Anthony Joshua. So who's to say that those 2 fights would have actually taken place on time If he doesn't fight Anthony Joshua, can he go off to another name promotion? Can he go somewhere else and fight somebody in the process of waiting on Anthony Joshua? We don't know, because we don't know the fine details of the contract that never was. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, the $50 million was for Anthony Joshua to fight in the US by the end of 2018, no rematch clause. And Anthony Joshua turned down the $50 million. That I know. That I know. Did that answer your question, William? William, the first time 2 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. 2018. 2018 was, you heard about that 12.5 flat fee. The one that was just basically belittling the champ, saying, we're going to feed you crumbs and we're going to try to shaft you out of a belt. So we're going to feed you a little bit of appetizers and hope that's enough to guide you to the table. And then when you get to the table, we're just going to take everything. And then Eddie Hearns came on here and said, you know what? We will increase. We're going to increase the offer. We're going to give him 15 million flat fee. Right? So once the 15 million flat fee came out, we're like, what are all the other fine, intricate details? Like 15 million, fight in the UK, no back end, no PPV, none, just 15 million flat. How is he supposed to survive off that? He's going in there with people to pay, of course, and he's going in there to fight Anthony Joshua and gets no money off the back end. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Who wants to do that? And then it got to a point where Anthony Joshua gets on here and say, give me 50 million, I'll fight you tomorrow. And he reneged. He said he's not going to sell his belts or his soul for $50 million. I'm going to tell you like this, there's a lot of people out here that would have sold their soul. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would have sold their soul for 50 million. Not too much to people that's already had millions. But I'm just saying, if your highest paycheck was like 300,000, 400,000, whatever. And they said, Joshua said, give me 50 million. I'll fight you tomorrow. But yet he reneges and say, I'm not going to sell my belts and my soul. So anyway, past that, it didn't happen. It was a wrap. It was a done deal. It was done. No more talk about it. And I just wish he wouldn't have wasted all our times. The good thing about it was some UK reporters that talked to Joshua. And they was like right there in Joshua. They had the mic and they was firm. They say, Joshua, don't you believe that Deontay Wilder deserves more than a flat fee? And let's be honest here. Come on, mate. Mate, let's be real. Don't you think Deontay Wilder deserves a flat fee? And Anthony Joshua's like, he do. He said it over and over again. I know. He do. He said, okay. If you're saying he does, then what is the problem? And then Joshua comes up here and say, okay, we're not going to give him a flat fee. No, we're going to give him a flat fee with incentives on the back end. So he said, excuse me, you're going to give him a flat fee. You just say you wasn't going to give him a flat fee, but you're going to give him a flat fee with incentives on the back end. So we was puzzled. Everybody was puzzled. Like, what do you mean? Well, we're just going to, give him some incentives on the back end. I don't know. I'm not making the contract. I don't know. But it sounds so crazy that the reporter actually put Joshua on the spot and said, don't you think Deontay deserves more than a flat fee? And then Joshua's like, yes, he do. Okay, then why don't you allow him to receive a contract outside of a flat fee? Why don't you give him percentage? Let's get this fight and make it happen. And of course, Anthony Joshua's area of responsibility is very short because Eddie Hearns make all the choices for Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearns has made really a lot like the UK people. He's made massive dollars off Anthony Joshua. Believe me, Joshua may have made 85 million in Saudi Arabia, but his take-home pay was probably like 45, 50. Promise you that. Seriously, promise you that. Golovkin got his butt beat. And we know that, didn't we? Jason, I think most people don't care to watch Canelo and Triple G. Read that. We would say back when Wilder was chasing AJ and trying to make the fight happen, Eddie Hearn offered Wilder $15 million, but only had a rematch clause for AJ and not for Wilder. That is true. But look, that fight was never even really close to happening. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. He did have a rematch clause just for AJ, because the whole plan and maneuvering was that for Eddie Hearns to have the fight over in the UK, like always, get everything in place, go over there, put Deontay over there. Because really, to be honest with you, I don't think Eddie Hearns believed that Deontay Wilder would be smart enough to weave through all the webs and bear traps that they would have had in there with the referee. I believe they thought that they can get away with everything they was trying to set up, just like Joseph Parker. They was going to have a referee in there that was going to be the third man in the ring, and he was going to ensure that Anthony Joshua was protected. Of course, if he would have took that $15 million and went over to the UK, Deontay would have had to knock Joshua out. And you know what? At that point in time, Deontay would have knocked Joshua out. Hands down. Deontay, if he wouldn't have got drugged going to the ring, he would have indeed. We know Anthony Joshua doesn't have a chin. That's why he isn't the best heavyweight. Anthony Joshua has been on the deck and the canvas so many times, like it was spa day. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko. Man, come on. Andy Ruiz. Anthony Joshua has been on the deck several times. Deontay Wilder, the only time that they ever put that he had been on the canvas in his career is when he got stopped this weekend. No one really knew about Harry Schooner. I did. I never really mentioned and talked about Harry Schooner, or whatever his name is, the brother who dropped Deontay Wilder early in his career. No one really talks about it because somehow it's like the black web is barely out there on the web, but he is responsible. And not until yesterday on the broadcast of Vegas, I read up there and I was like, wow, they put up the knockdown with Harry Schooner. All this time they've been reporting that Deontay's never been down. I knew he did, but they never really broadcasted across the screen until he was stopped by Tyson Fury. I found that strange. I'm not going to lie to you. I found that a bit strange. I found it absolutely a bit weird to see that on the screen when so many media outlets was convinced that Deontay Wilder's never hit the ground before, because you couldn't find any pictures out there except that one thumbnail that was kind of distorted. Wow. William say Eddie Hearn treat AJ like his cash cow, and he asked about to take the risk of letting him fight Wilder. I bet he'll fight Wilder now, but I'll take that back. I don't know, because I don't think Wilder can go over there and fight AJ for the unified titles, because Eddie Hearns has to know that Wilder is still dangerous. Just say, for instance, that Fury is unable to fight right now, and Eddie Hearns talking about we can get a match. Well, guess what? It's never going to be Wilder. If Wilder can go over there and fight Anthony Joshua while Tyson Fury is waiting to do what he's doing, that would be great. People come out there and see that still. People will come out there if Tyson Fury, if Deontay Wilder faced Anthony Joshua in the UK, people will come out and see it. And for all the belts, people will come out and see that for all the belts, but it's not going to happen. It makes no sense. It makes no sense because right now, Eddie Hearns wants Anthony Joshua to face Tyson Fury, and he's going to sit up here and put his hand, every bit of it, in the hat and try to draw out some type of trick to get Deontay to step aside, to do something. Seriously, he wants that WBC belt. If Anthony Joshua can get that WBC belt, he is the new king over there in Britain for a long time. Like the way Eddie Hearns is going to manipulate those belts, probably Anthony Joshua will vacate some of them because he's become an undisputed champion. He was two-time unified champion. Now he becomes the undisputed champion. He's the grand poobah of the heavyweight. Now he will probably start fragmenting some of these belts so some of his compeers can become champion, aka Alexander Usyk. You know what I'm saying? He's going to provide some of his freaking comrades or compeers to pick up a belt. He don't care. He'll probably keep the WBC, WBA, let the IBF and the WBO go. Anthony Joshua don't care. He just wants them all for it to be official in his record book and keep it moving. Don Dada, what's good, man? Salute, fam. WCS. Salute to you. Thanks for dropping in, man. For real. Appreciate that. William say, about to watch a movie for my kid. By the way, he's 18 and thinking about the Navy anyway. Hey, William, quick question for you. Quick question there, William. You say he's about to join the Navy. Why not the Marine Corps? Have him join the Marine Corps. I give him $200 if he complete Marine Corps boot camp. I give him $200 he complete Marine Corps boot camp. He come out undergrad. I give him $500. He come out Marine Corps boot camp undergrad. Let me know. I see everybody want to go in the Navy and everything. They don't want to go through the 64 days of hell down there. I was a drill instructor down there for 3 years. My platoon as a drill instructor hold a PFT record down on both installations, San Diego and PI. I don't care how many hating ass drill instructors, I always have something to say. It was on the newspaper. If y'all want me to post it up, I will. But it's my platoon. I was a senior drill instructor, and we got the highest platoon average ever in a Marine Corps platoon in boot camp. Let me see. Think he's about the Navy because his grandfather. Tell him, hey, the Navy is a part of the Marine Corps. Y'all support us. We are the Department of the Navy. The Marine Corps is the Department of the Navy. That's what it is. But I know the Navy boot camp, they have much better jobs for him to go in there too. Probably a much better military occupation specialty that he can take on. So yeah, man, tell him to go ahead and do what he got to do. I just said if he decided to go to the Marine Corps boot camp, you know, and graduate, he graduate undergrad, he get 500 easy cash. I even give him 100 to step in there for boot camp. I even make sure he's taken care of with the care packages, because I remember I wasn't getting shit for my care packages. I had to find out, you know, the source some other relatives for them to bring, you know, give me some chow, to send me some power bars and everything else. I want to see some of these young warriors go in here and put on that pack. See, when we was in, we had a 100-pound pack on our back, and then we march 5 to 6 miles, dump the pack, and then we run We go on a PT run after we drop the pack. Then we sit down and eat, put our pack back on and march back to the rear, 6 to 10 miles. But tell him, man, I got. Oh, so he's planning on going in the Navy SEALs. Okay, if it's the Navy SEALs there, William. Oh, no, that was Dundada. That's William. If he's planning on going in the Navy, cool, man. Let that man go in the Navy, enjoy himself. You know? Let him go in there and enjoy himself, bro. Salute to you, man. Go in there and get that damn military work, man. I'm proud of you. And be disciplined up there in boot camp. You know, go serve your country with honor. Salute to you. It's always good looking at the young ones getting ready to go, man. I remember that. I graduated from high school and I was in the military. Pissed off. William say, on last months, I'll tell him, Dundalk Navy SEALs, real deal family. Is your family the Navy SEALs? Dundalk, is your family the Navy SEALs? Because I got some contacts. Your family Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs is a beast, man. Those guys, when they die, when they placed out in a LZ on a mission, oh, they put them out there. And they really don't have evacuation until the mission's complete most of the time. Those are some hardcore dudes. I know we was chilling over in Iraq. I used to chill with them. And there's some very calm killers to know all that. Very calm killers. I'm glad I wasn't one, though. I'm glad I wasn't a Navy SEAL. V-Town boxing fan. If the kid's like, not for your entertainment, bro. Let me say, it's the kid's life, not for your entertainment. Well, if you're talking about Navy, they're town boxing fans. For you to say it's the kid's life, if he's going into boot camp, he's going into boot camp. It doesn't matter if I said I was giving him $100. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment is for somebody who's never been in the Marine Corps. But every road that he would travel going into the Marine Corps, I've traveled. So it wouldn't be for my entertainment because I've been there already. I went there when I was 17. Retired when I was 37. Been to combat. Been to multiple deployments. So how do I get entertainment? No, that right there with that kid going into the military, that was, you know, makes us proud as prior veterans. We're legitimate help kids like that. When kids go into boot camp, you help them. You send them pen pals. You send them freaking care packages. You make their time in boot camp pleasurable, especially if you already went through the service and you know how it is. You know, it's time for you to sit down on senior drill instructor time and you don't have shit. You don't have no writing paper. You don't have no nothing to talk about. You don't have no candy. You don't have nothing. That's what care packages are for. You send care packages. They have military bases who do that all the time. What I'm talking about. It's not an entertainment, man. Get out of here. If you don't know anything about freaking military life, man, don't respond like that. Because you're making it seem like I'm making a mark out of the Navy, and the Navy is the first people we protect. It's plenty of Navy corpsmen that came outside the line and they was freaking missing some body parts. Plenty. And you want to know a little secret that it's not entertainment? Is that I have O negative blood and I get to give to anybody. Do you think that happened when I was in Iraq? Yeah, because I really wanted to see some of those young kids live. Some of the ones that was sitting on the gurney, bloody camis, coming outside the wire in a gunfight. Yeah, I gave a lot of blood when I was over there in combat. Anyway, William Old School. That myself, I tell him, Navy SEALs real deal. BT boxing. Sound like you was making his decisions to go to the Navy a joke at first. But I listened to you after that you made good. Hey, look, the Navy ain't a joke. The Navy is a department. The Marine Corps is a department of the Navy. We protect the Navy, point blank period. When we're in combat and war, the people that look after us, the corpsmen, whenever we go outside in a squad formation or any type of convoy, we have a Navy corpsman with us. We have Navy with us. They get mad respect from us. Them corpsmen, they backpack. Sometimes it's over 100 pounds. If a corpsman need anything from a Marine while we're out on convoy on operation, they get it. Period. 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 It ain't no Marine Corps Navy. The Navy is a part of the Army. We look after our Navy and they look after us. But I'm just saying, if he wanted to go into the Navy, it's always the Marines over there. We're stationed on the same base. That's totally up to y'all. Hey, but let me know who's the guy? William. Let me know when he going in, man. I give you a donation on Cash App so he can have some money in boot camp. I don't know if it's good to send it to him before he actually go through MAPS. He go through the initiation process where they strip him down, take all his belongings, and then put him in uniform. I'll probably wait till he gets snapped in and get an address before you send him, if you're going to send him money or send him a care package. I'm not sure if he's able to receive money in the Navy, but the time has changed, though. I know when I was going through, you weren't supposed to see money. But it's all good, V-Town Boxing, man. It happens that way, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It ain't no problem. It's no problem. Thanks for everyone who stopped in to hit that machine. But you know, hey, let's ask this question right here. Smash that thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Answer this right quick, y'all. Are y'all not waiting for that Teofimo Lopez Vasily Lomachenko fight, man? Come on, are y'all not waiting for that fight? I want to get your input. Teofimo Lopez Vasily Lomachenko. Are y'all not waiting for that fight, man? Who wins? That's going to be huge. Did you hear what I said about the whole entire how you put it? The whole entire corn dog. The whole entire corn dog is this. The corn dog of the division belts on what's on the line. This is all the condiments. The WBA, WBO, and the IBF is all on the line. If Teofimo wins, that's all on the line. But for Vasily Lomachenko, you have the franchise championship, the WBA, WBO, and the IBF. He becomes the undisputed lightweight champion without the super. Now let me ask you this. Let me go back. If Teofimo Lopez wins the IBF, WBA, and WBO, should he just say, you know what, Dad? Let's just stay down here one more time. Let's see what happened between Devin Haney or if Luke Cameron and Javier Fortuna fight for the vacant WBC belt, and then Teofimo Lopez fights the winner. So either way, Javier Fortuna, Luke Campbell, they both get smashed by Teofimo Lopez. Easy. So he'll come undisputed. But I truly don't think the way him and his dad think, I believe they may be transitioning up the elevator to 140. Why not? They've been talking about it forever and a day. Why not? But him and his dad has been talking about 140. So it's all about how patient will everything work out for them. If they say, I'm unified, I beat Vasily Lomachenko, I'm done with this division. I'm going over here to 140. Because there's some good people for Teofimo to fight for 140, and he'll pick up a freaking 2 division championship quick. Believe me when I tell you. And Regis Prograis, I know he don't have a belt, but Teofimo Lopez don't need a tune-up fight for 140. And please don't let it be Regis Prograis. He would give Regis Prograis the business. M. Greg, new subscriber, salute to you. I don't have a whole process where I can pull out a trumpet and, play some music, serenade you with some down south dirty. You know how the trap music go down here. That's what we do. I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? I can't pull out, I can't pull out a cello, a flute, harmonica, none of that. V-Town Boston said, sounded like you was making his decision to go to the Navy. A joke at face, but I listened to you after that. Okay, I already read that. I'll never make a decision for anybody to go in the Navy first. But when it comes to Navy and the Marine Corps, we can always joke around with somebody who's been in the Navy. If he had any family that's in the Navy, they would have got on here and say, nah, we'll pass on that Marine Corps boot camp. But you know what? He'll get to see enough of them once he get to the fleet. That's the response you would have want. They never would have looked at me as doing anything intentionally and say, why are you trying to get him to go into the Marine Corps? Because most of the people that's content to go in the Navy, they're going in the Navy. Not everybody makes the choice. Marine Corps is the last choice people make outside of Air Force, Army, Navy. Marine Corps is the last one. Because I'm going to tell you, you walk through Marine Corps boot camp, you're getting lit. You're getting lit up every, time you get off that bus. Believe me, I got them off the bus. You are now aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Paris, South Carolina. And your next step will be becoming a United States Marine. At this time, when the drill starts to give you command, I expect you to leave the bus and get on my yellow footprints on my command. Do you understand? Do you understand? On my command, ready, move. Oh man, take me back. Shouty. Woo, 3 o'clock in the morning, shouty. Lock your body. Put your heels together, lock your body, thumbs on the trouser seam, head to the front, chin tucked, mouth shut. I don't want to hear anything. Speak unless spoken to. When I look down this line, I should see straight back. I want everybody covered in the line. Everybody covered in line. When drill starts to give you command, the first squad is going to file off into the building, and then the second squad, upon the last man, you're going to tag on. You're going to make one single file line, and we're going to take all your possessions, and we're going to put them in a bag and name it, label it, roll it up, tape it, so it can go into storage. And the next time you're going to see all those belongings is at the end of boot camp. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Oh, that was good old days. That was a good old days. V-Town Boxing. Check this out. I always say, check this out. We did talk about boxing, but if you would have got here on time, you would have probably heard more about boxing. And also, I kind of dictate the storylines, the topic of discussion, man. Why are you so serious on a Monday, bro? Are you even subscribed to the channel, man? Are you subscribed? Are you just coming out here trying to be hard? You trying to come up here and act like you're the RSO. I'm out. Have a great one, brother. Peace. Come back another day, man. Come back another day. It's all good. But with that, man, we are going to hear something sooner or later. I try to bring Tay Jones on to get his side of the story, of course, but I just can't sit up here and and plead too much to hear it from the sources, the horse's mouth. Um if he's receptive to speak offline about it, cool. That's all good. Oh, Kovalev got arrested, Dion. What he got arrested for not paying the rest of that girl's litigation, her settlement money? Is that it? So you making another PB&J, man, when you got all that neat. Look. What he got arrested for there, Dion? Let me know. What he got arrested for? If we don't have anything on why he got arrested, we can only think that his arrest deals with that abuse that happened with the girl. I'm gonna read it to you right now when I pull it up. I'm gonna read it to you right now. Former champion Kovalev arrested for DUI. Let me look in the camera. Kovalev arrested for DUI, driving under the influence. Former light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev was arrested early Monday morning in the Los Angeles driving under the influence of alcohol. According to the arrest report obtained by ESPN, Kovalev was pulled over at around 2 a.m. local time by California Highway Patrol and placed under arrest as officers conducted a DUI investigation. He was booked at the Los Angeles Police Department Van Nuys jail without incident, according to the police. The 36-year-old Kovalev, 34 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 29 KOs, who was knocked out by Canelo Alvarez in his last fight in the 11th round on November 2nd for his WBO light heavyweight title. He faces up to 4 years in prison for a felony assault charge stemming from a June 2018 incident in which he allegedly punched a woman in the face. He has a pre-trial hearing for that case scheduled for April 8th. That is Sergey Kovalev. He was pulled over for a DUI. I'm not sure where he was coming from, but I'm pretty sure he got paid well from that fight from Canelo. And he was probably out having a little bit of good time liberty. But it's never something to condone driving while intoxicated. There's so many people who lose their lives from being intoxicated while driving. Hey, Dion, salute to you, bro. Thanks for dropping in and giving that information. Real talk. Dion, I want to ask you, man, do you think it was a good choice for Mark Breland? I'm just trying to get somebody that's not on freaking lock and key with their tongue. And just, you know, what you think about Mark Breland throwing in the towel, man? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was premature? What do you think? What do you think, big dog? Like Mark Breland throwing in the towel for Deontay. What do you think? You think it was a sound decision, a command decision that he threw in the towel to protect the health of Deontay Wilder and make sure he returns to compete in a healthy state of mind next time? Let me know what you pop. What's going on? I want to hear it from a Tuscaloosa native. Your Blues, what's good? It was over by the 3rd round. I thought he still had some fight, but you know, I thought he still had some fight in the 3rd round. Towel should have been thrown earlier. That's what a lot of people are saying. The towel should have been thrown earlier, man. But I disagree with that because we've seen Deontay Wilder in some wars. We've seen him handle himself. We've seen him survive. We've seen him in some wars, man. So for him to get the towel thrown in and he's still standing and he's not really getting blasted, like, look, you count the amount of punches, y'all. Y'all need to count the amount of punches in the round 7 with Luis Ortiz. Then when the round starts, count the amount of punches that Ortiz was walking back in and scoring effective in the early parts before Deontay started to work his jab. And believe me, he took more damage in that fight than he did in the Fury fight. That's my question. That's why I don't know what was going on. Like, I really don't know what was he visualizing. Because Deontay Wilder, I can see if he was on his knees. I can see if he was like, look, when Deontay knocked out Dominique Breazeale, he hit the ground, obviously, right? But when he got up, he stumbled back to the ropes. That is automatically no ifs, ands, or buts. Stop the fight. He is seriously hurt. But if we're not seeing Deontay fall near the ropes, if we're not seeing him on the ground, why would the towel come in? Unless the coach felt like something was going on with him so bad that he felt like the next 2 rounds was going to be devastating. We don't know. I don't know, man. Your Blue said blood pouring from his mouth. And you know, blood, we done seen some bloody fights, man. Real talk. But I get you, Blues. Fight another day. He looked like he stopped fighting earlier. Wilder didn't look right at all. Just come back in the rematch. Wilder was still fighting, man. He ain't no quitter. Wilder was fighting. And people are gonna have to learn how to take criticism and what we're talking about with Wilder. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna have to. They're gonna have to, just like everybody else. Stephen A. Smith getting on here and saying Wilder yesterday. What he said? Oh, he got whooped. That's what Stephen A. said. But you know, if you're not jumping on ESPN and coming at Stephen A. Smith, then don't come at black media for reporting it's already out there in PR. It's public record. If something's out there public record, then guess what? It's free game. Don't be mad at black media. Jason Williams said he should have stopped the fight earlier. Wilder didn't look at all right at all. He just came back into the rematch, just to come back in the rematch. Blue said, agree, Jason. Dion said, I know my teammate, he meant that going out in his shield with the rematch in hand. I know the politics of boxing for the 3rd fight, money. But do you think Mark Breland has solid, genuine intentions that the health of Deontay Wilder was so much in a state of degrade that he saw something we didn't see, whether it was in the eyes or what? Because when Deontay Wilder went over there to him, he looked fine. He looked like, okay, I've been in the fight, and he's talking to him. He ain't just barely freaking finding out that he ain't on Pluto. He was there. He knew for a fact where he was, cognizantly. He knew. Blue said maybe something was wrong pre-fight, but it was on traffic. Hey, it's a lot of stuff going on with the legs, which everything else, man. The attire supposed to have been 40 pounds. It was too heavy for Deontay to wear. Dude was falling all over the place. Jason Williams, Wilder is a warrior. That's why you need a competent corner to make that decision. I agree, man. We'll see what happens. I agree with you, Jason Williams. That's a good point. We'll see what happens with Mark Breland, if he's going to get let go or not. And then we're going to see if there's any changes going to be made in Deontay Wilder's team, or for him training in different places coming up for this next trilogy fight. It wouldn't be a problem for him to go get different looks. I know he won't be going down to Sugar Hill, though. Yeah, because he's been in there before. And that's what I agree with. I agree with that summation of Dion. He say about Mark Breland starting in town. He said yes, because he's been there before. He's a fighter. You know how people always say that certain fighters been in the ring. I heard that a lot out there in the interview. Certain fighters been in the ring, so they're able to get the pass to talk on it, but some people haven't. There's some things we can report on. Okay, it's certain things we can report on that makes common sense, and other areas we can't. If we see a person taking seriously strict this punishment, and it's going to harm them in a way that they may not be able to recover, then anybody can make the call to throw in the towel. You know, he said yes because he's been there before. Breland has already been let go. Oh, Breland has been let go, so it's a wrap. I mean, I read it already. I read it in the article, but shout out to Mark Breland, man. Always a pleasure seeing you on deck when y'all was out in the fight in the fields, getting ready for a card. It's always cool, man. And you know what? You understand how the game go, Mark. You understand how the game go. You know what I'm saying? You know you on the team to make sure you assist them and help them out and make sure your part of the training element is good to go and solid. That's all you have to do. If by chance your element was solid and you made the ultimate wrong choice by throwing that towel in there, and in the heat of the moment, you have a fighter that's a warrior who want to go out in his shield, I can see why he's upset. I can see why Deontay Wilder wouldn't want to have the fight stopped by a towel. Not from what we've seen Deontay in. He's been in some wars. Jason Williams said, we need a new team. I hate his physical trainer. His main coach isn't good either. His camp isn't full of yes men. His camp is full of yes men. Wilder's allowed to have his family around doing camp. I mean, that's a lot of personal issues and layers, I guess, that they have laid out. That's deeper than what I know. I really don't know anybody within that structure that can either answer that. But you know, when it comes to family, you know, when it comes to freaking coaches, that a lot of people that's been around since day one in there, and decisions that are made may be much easier. You know, Wilder might be much easier to say, you know, AJ, you know, I'm going over here with my family. Hey, it may have been something he's been doing his entire career. It really never affected anything. But I don't know, to be honest, people. I don't know. I don't know if family played a big role this weekend. I couldn't tell you. Don Dollar said Mark Breland did his thing, man. For real. Shout out to Mark Breland, man. Shout out to Mark Breland. You get it again, bro. You get in another cap, man. Shout out to Mark Breland. Real troops. Shout out to cool cat every time you meet him. So I hope you get it together. So, Don Dowdy, you saying Wilder was injured before the fight. What was he injured? What was injured? What was injured, man? Because I don't want any rumor mill, no inquirer, any of that. What was the injury? That's all I want to know. What was the injury? Talk to me. What was the injury? Come on, man. What's the injury? I'm waiting. Oh, okay. So he hurt his leg. Yeah, I thought the only news that was prevalent was that the fact that the uniform was 40 pounds and he didn't have a chance to try it on to the day before. So once he had to walk to the ring, it kind of fatigued his leg a bit. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. But people, it's been a good one. It's been a nice one, as always. I'm definitely got some real solid topics to talk about. But it seems like everybody's just want to talk about, Deontay Wilder rematch because it's still fresh in our memory banks. If I hear anything else or read anything else over the night, then we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. There's a lot that's probably going to be coming out in the next couple of days. Now that we know Mark Breland is gone, okay. Next, we need to understand the rematch and then get an understanding of when the bout is going to be and if Deontay Wilder is going to make any changes to his team, because we all know he's going to have to reconstruct some things, refine, retrain some areas to go in here and fight the WBC champion Tyson Fury. And for Anthony Joshua, we just, you have Kubrat Pulev, so worry about Kubrat Pulev. I heard he was deported from the U.S. So get a hold of him, keep him intact so he won't get in trouble again, and so you can take care of that mandatory. We don't want to hear the shit. You got to get stripped of the belt because you're not fighting. No, let him have it. Okay, let him have his mandatory. Go in there and fight, and then so we can set up something else. That's what it's all about. He said, Dundala, you know what it is, man. Said Mark Breland did his thing while he was injured. I heard I heard him say a leg. Thanks, WCS. Salute to y'all. Always, man. Thanks for dropping in. Always. Hey, the topic is gonna get much better. I got some articles that's coming out about this particular incident. I got articles coming out about this situation and what exactly should happen. I'm definitely going to put Mark Breland in there now that he's let go. Dundada, salute. And everybody else, it's been a pleasure. Follow me on social media and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate y'all's subscriptions, and follow me on IG. And I will definitely be back on here tomorrow. Now, I must let you know, I'm headed down to one of the top mixed martial arts camps tomorrow. It do have a 4-time welterweight champion that's going to be training. So I look forward to kind of get some pics with him and everything else. But he's a bad boy. And you probably know him. He took that pitch. He took that pick between him and Kamaru Usman. They was face to face. And you see the size disparity, the size difference, and they was trying to get the Bellator welterweight champion to fight the UFC welterweight champion. And I think Dana White said no. Because one of the cases, I believe Dana White know that Diego Lima would put Kamaru Usman in the world of hurt. He would give Kamaru Usman some issues. Seriously. And Greg said there are interesting article on Boxing Scene. Wilder, Breland influenced the throw towel by Anthony Durrell, who's trained by what? You know what, Greg? Hold up, Shouty. Hold up, Shouty. I'm about to get that. Cause I got that on look, I got that on bookmarks, man. You think I don't? That's on bookmarks. So let me see what we're talking about. Because some people just be putting up some but I'm about to read this article right quick that I'm pulling up against Wilder. So Wilder Breland. Okay, Wilder. This is Wilder talking. Stand by. I like to read too. I like to work on my ABCs. Okay. I'm trying to make it to middle school this year. 2 days after suffering his first defeat, Deontay Wilder was still trying to figure out why Mark Breland threw in the towel Saturday night. Wilder has always instructed Mark Breland, his longtime assistant trainer and head trainer JD's, to never throw in the towel when he's fighting. Dees also told Breland not to do that when Breland mentioned it as a possibility in Wilder's corner. Wild, the former WBC heavyweight champion, was taking unanswered punches from Tyson Fury during the 7th round. He mentioned it as a possibility. And Dees told Breland not to do that when Breland mentioned it in the 7th round. So referee Kenny Bayless promptly stopped Wilder's rematch versus Fury when Breland threw in the towel. When Wilder questioned Breland, the former WBA welterweight champion told the exasperated, if you don't know what exasperated means, that means annoyed ex-champion he didn't want Wilder to get serious hurt by Fury and what had become one-sided fight at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Wilder still expressed his displeasure with Breland's decision during an extensive interview Monday with the Boxing Scene. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't get the freaking exclusives one-on-one, you have to go to other sources and find out over here. Boxing Scene gets all this exclusives, so this is what we're going to read from. Wilder even suggested Breland was influenced to throw in a towel, per what M. Greg just mentioned, by Anthony Durrell, who was seated near Wilder's corner, and according to Wilder, repeatedly yelled for the Wilder's trainer to stop the fight. Anthony Durrell, a former WBC super middleweight champion, is trained by Sugar Hill Stewart, Fury's head trainer. And they give Wilder's record, reveal that he hasn't determined whether he'll continue to work with Breland, who largely has commended for preventing Wilder from taking too much punishment. And quote, it's a human immediate reaction like, I didn't want to see you get hurt, Wilder said to the BoxingScene.com, referring to Breland's explanation. But I was hurt way more in the first Luis Ortiz, just like I just said. I was hurt more in the first Luis Ortiz fight than this situation. I still had my mind. I still knew what I was going to at certain times. I still knew how to move around the ring. Although I did not have my legs, I knew how to move around the ring. Shit, I was 42-0, 10 consecutive defenses. I know what I'm doing in there. It may look a certain type of way, but when you're talking about Deontay Wilder, I'm never out of the fight because of my tremendous power. That's Deontay Wilder. We've never seen that many times. I'm never out of the fight, and I'd rather go out on my shield and my sword and everything. By Breland knowing that, and then JD's, which is the head trainer, Jay told him not to do so. He still proceeded with it. It's kind of hurtful, man. It's really make you think about different things. I don't want to put negative thoughts in my head or have any kind of conspiracy theories going on, but it makes you think somebody that did something that was not up to him. And even when they was instructed not to, they still proceeded on. And this is the last one. And then getting influenced by the opposite team. One of the guys that trained with the opposite trainer, it makes you think he was influenced by Anthony Durrell, they said. Anthony Durrell was back screaming, throw the towel. We love our champ. And Anthony works with Sugar as well. The opposite trainer Tyson trains with. Durrell works with him too. Breland said he didn't hear nothing about everybody saying the same thing. A lot of people that was around him, a lot of people that was in the camp, and if everybody was hearing it, if my people were in the corner can hear him. And Mark said he can't hear him. There's something wrong with that. It's a lot going on with Mark as well. But we're going to make a big decision by the time I come back from Africa, and we're going to go from there. So basically, he had planned to go to Africa and come back and fire Mark Breland, but I guess that's out the door. He said, no, you know what? I am African, and you got to go. Because that last part was a bit confusing. They said a lot of people that's around, a lot of people that was in my camp, and if everybody hearing it, and if my people in the corner can hear him, and Mark said he can't, there's something wrong with that. It's a lot going on with Mark as well. But we're going to make a big decision when I come back from Africa, and we're going to go from there. Wilder said he'll decide on Breland's future with his team upon returning from a trip to Africa. That he is supposed to take late March. So I guess that trip is over. And that's from Boxing Thing. You know, shout out to Boxing Thing, putting out real solid content all the time. And that's the quote about Mark Breland. There you go. That's the answers I wanted. You can't say that's all wrong. Mark Breland throwing in the towel, you know, if it was influenced by Anthony Durrell, then guess what? You supposed to have people that's listening to certain people, not Anthony Durrell that works with Sugar Hill. Nah, you can't get hoodwinked and bamboozled when you're in a championship fight. And you know damn well the voices that you're not hearing, if you're not hearing JD's or Coach Cuz, and you hearing somebody back there say, throw in the towel, throw in the towel. You don't go up there and throw in the towel if it's Anthony Durrell. That's fucked up. Wilder breathing influence to throw the towel by Anthony Durrell, who's trained by Sugar Hill. That was an interesting article on Boxing Scene. Yeah, for sure. It was. Dundee say, hold up, shouty. I hear the controversy, but I'm not mad at the stoppage. We got the rematch clause. Live to fight another day. That's what it is. Live to fight another day, and that's what we have to do. We have to live to fight another day. And all these people just getting angry because, you know, media is out here talking about what's out here in the media. I don't know what to tell you. It's out here in the media, and there are questions that need answers, and that's what we want. We want to know about Mark Breland. Really, we want to know about Mark Breland. Who's going to be the first to interview this guy? Shit. Who's going to be the first? Let me ask y'all this. Pro Grace, Regis Pro Grace, and Maurice Hooker. Who wins that? Who wins that? Who wins that, man? Who wins it? I need to know. Man, I just saw Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for a potential matchup here. I'm not even going to stroll. I'm going to stroll and so it can go up in the rafters, so I don't even have to even think about clicking on that by mistake. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. No. Wilder will exercise rematch clause, says costume weaken his legs. I want to click on this a little bit because, you know, it's bits and pieces I already read before. Wilder say exercise rematch clause. Former heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder has confirmed that he will indeed exercise immediate rematch clause to face Tyson Fury for the third time. Wilder was stopped in the 7 rounds on Saturday night at the MGM Grand Las Vegas. The first time around, they fought to a controversial 12-round split draw in December. Wilder went down in the 3rd and the 5th round. For the first round, it appeared that Wilder's balance was bad and appeared to be winded by the 3rd. He claims that Fury punches was not damaging and blames his special costume, which is weighed 40 pounds, weakened his legs as he walked down the ring. He didn't hurt me at all, but the simple fact that my uniform was too heavy for me, Wilder told Kevin Lowe of Yahoo Sports. This is Wilder. I didn't have no legs from the beginning of the fight. In the 3rd round, my legs was just shot all the way through. But I'm a warrior, and people know that I'm a warrior. It could easily be told that I didn't have no legs or anything. A lot of people were telling me it looked like something was wrong with you. Something was. But when you're in the ring, you have to bluff a lot. I tried to do my best. I knew I didn't have legs because of my uniform. I was only able to put it on for the first time the night before. Damn. He was only able to put it on the night before, y'all, and think it was going to be heavy. He didn't think it was. It weighed 40 pounds, man. 40-some pounds with the helmet and all the batteries. I want my tribute to be great for Black History Month. I want it to be good, and guess I put that before anything. Black History Month, in my opinion, it's going to go, and it's going to come, and it's going to go. I don't think the viewer and the audience that was actually sitting there really understood that it was for Black history. I think they was just comparing it to another, superhero movie you know, with a mask with glowing eyes and everything. I truly think that's what it was. And it was a raw outfit though. Like I would like to have it to wear somewhere, but you know, all the black with the skulls on the side, it was good. But I just wasn't feeling the glowing eyes. It was somewhat. I just look at it like being on that stage with the UK people there. It just seemed a bit on the dark side to me. It felt a bit demonic with the glowing eyes and stuff like that. That's just the way I look at it. I would have rather him wore one of his other outfits that just made him look like a freaking king. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I would have liked to see that. It looked like he was about to throw the towel, putting that jacket on Mark. Regis. Man, you think Regis beat Maurice Booker? Man, I think Maurice Booker give Regis the ish, the 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 ish, the the Yeah, I think freaking Maurice Booker give Regis Progress those hands, that business. Regis get hits too much. Sound like a 60-pound of sea bag on his back for a long hike. Hey, listen, when I was in boot camp, around 145, 150, whatever it was, we had 100-pound pack regardless of what you weighed. Your payload came up to 100 pounds and you had you had to pick that thing up. You had boots in there. You had freaking tent gear for setup when we went to the field. You had a shovel. You had 2 canteens of water. Man, you had towels. You had flak jacket. You had everything in there. That pack was 100 pounds, man. And we just go on 10-mile hunts with that. £40 is light. I'm talking about on the pack. It's light work. Sounds like a 60-pound sea bag on his back. Wilder needs to cut out all the stuff, all the extra stuff. No rappers, no costume, no glitz, no glam, just old school boxing. I want that old Wilder back. Yeah, man, sometimes we might get the old school back so he can come back and get his title. We may get the change. You know what I'm saying? I even thought Tyson Fury outfit was a bit toned down. He came out. He got toted out here. No leg, you know, no leg work for him. He got taken down to the ring, lay down, went to the ring. He was good. Yeah. That's what it was, people. Thanks to everyone who subscribed to the channel, you know, either down below or my Cash App. I truly appreciate it. You know why? I have some fights coming up and every donation counts. And I absolutely will remember the people who donate to my account. Believe me when I tell you, I'm going to give you something back. Believe me. But continue to pass the word and subscribe to the channel. And as we get ready for the next fight, this particular weekend, I will be at a fight card. It's a championship fight card. So hopefully I'm able to give you some fight coverage. Hopefully you're able to tune in to some of my lives. The more participation I get, the more the channel grows. And, you know, that's what we're looking for. I appreciate the solid content. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of you on here, but that don't matter. You know, Don Dada, that was on here. Salute. Jay Williams, M. Greg, Jason Williams, Deion Washington. Shout out Tuscaloosa. Blues was in here. V-Town Boxing. Hope when you come back around, you know, you pep up a little bit. You seem a little sensitive tonight. You know what I'm saying? Just pep up a little bit. William Old School. Salute, man. Thanks always. Don Dada. Told you already. Raise the Ink Dead. Thank for that donation. Definitely. I appreciate it. Jason B. And that is out from the Dirty, Dirty South. You know how we do it. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. Salute to you. Till next time.